On this video, I'm about to tell you guys how I got scammed in the Craigslist gig section and figured out a way to make an extra $1,200. Let's talk about it.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.
As you guys can see, what I'm currently doing for money isn't the most rewarding. So when I need extra money, I go directly to the Craigslist gig section first to see if there's any local gigs that I can do to make some extra cash. This time, it didn't go in my favor. Let's get in the car so I can tell you about it. So I go on Craigslist, right? You know, you sort through all the stuff and you go to the gig section. And then me personally, I sort it by posted today and paid. So and if you don't know, if you're unfamiliar, the Craigslist gig section has stuff that you can do for, you know, promo for free. I'm not interested, so I make sure I hit paid, so you make sure you can give me some cash for whatever I do. And I find one that says, you know, $30, and you get some information. So I'm like, man, what they talking about? So I hit it. This thing is fairly straightforward, I thought. It says, you know, $30. What we're looking for is the homeowners association, aka HOA information. So right then and there, I should have said, I don't really know, because I ain't never got no homeowners association before. I don't know how to contact. I don't know what that is. Now I should have said, man, let me pause, let me take a break. But I didn't. I said, listen, I need that $30, man. Let me holler at me with the 30. You hear me? So I, reach out to the people. Initially, they say the job has already been booked. So I'm like, cool, I move on. They hit me like 2 hours later, like, were you still interested in the job? Hell yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's run that. I end up going 30 miles, right? And with traffic, that's like an hour away from where I'm going to be at. So going an hour out of my way to go get the homeowners association information. Something in my head thought that it was like going into the leasing office of an apartment. Like I was just going to go to the address and I was going to knock on the door and then, figure out a way to get the information. It wasn't until I pulled up an hour later that I said, this place is for sale. Has a for sale sign on it. How am I going to get the homeowners association information from going to this physical address if nobody lives there? That should have been the first clue. Nobody lives there. How do you get the information if nobody lives there? But me, thinking on my feet, I'm like, I came too far just to come this far. You know what I'm saying? I can't give up now. So because it has a for sale sign, on the for sale sign, you're able to contact the realtor of the property. So I contacted the realtor. Like, hey, bruh, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? What's up? He's like, hey. I'm like, listen, I need a little bit of information about the property you got listed, dog. His alert system immediately kicked in like, hey, this is a little strange. I just want to tell you now, the property is under contract. So I'm like, all right, bet. I ain't asked to buy it. He like, listen, I can't give you that much information because I need this sale to go through. You know what I'm saying? You can tell he like, listen, brother, if you trying to cut in on my commission in any shape, sort, or form, you're going to have to get the hell on. So I'm talking to him and just trying to keep the conversation going long enough so I can ask again. I ain't giving up. So, I'm keeping the conversation going. He's telling me about this and this and that. I'm like, well, listen, how does a person get information like who's in charge of the homeowners association? Do you have that information? He's like, yeah, I got that information. He said, I got that information. I'm not necessarily divulging it though. I'm not giving it up. So I'm like, okay. And he says, you know that a lot of people that are unfamiliar may not know, but you can get pretty much all the information about a property for free. And then he starts going through the websites and the county's tax clerk's office and all of this other stuff that go way over my head. I'm talking about a mile over where I'm at. So I'm trying to like type the stuff in and keep up with him while I'm talking to him on the phone though. So, you know, I get a little bit of stuff, and when I get to the website, it start asking me about stuff I don't know. He talk about clerks, counties, property numbers, and nothing about just put the address in. All I got is the address. I ain't got none of that other stuff. So I realized that you probably got to go through a series of websites to get the full information. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go back to what I know. I'm a Googler. I Googled it. So then I went through about 5 different websites, piecing information together, Redfin, you know, all of the home seller sites, and I figured out the homeowners association's contact's name, just her first name, and her phone number. So I call her up. Hey man, what's up? She's like, hey, you know, and I let her know, and she's like, well, do you know the property's under contract? They keep telling me that. I'm like, all right, okay. So I pulled some of that information, some of that knowledge that I got from doing door-to-door sales. So in door-to-door sales, when you knock on a person's door and you talk to their neighbor, you include that information so you can enhance your trust, because automatically they're like, what are you doing at my door, black man? So I hit her with that, like, hey, I just got off the phone with Greg, so I know the property's under contract, and you know, me and him was talking about you. You know what I'm saying? So this bring her suspiciousness down a little bit. She's like, oh, okay. But I'm like, you know, I'm still, so I got her phone number and I got her name. Now I got to get her email address. So I got to keep her talking until I could ask her again for her email address. So I get her to that point. She give me the email address, everything. Right. So now, as you might understand, is taking a little bit. I went out of my way to go get so I'm thinking, man, I did a good job. I did the thing. So because I'm out of the way, I turn on my little Uber app so I can make some money while I'm all the way out here. Make it make sense. Man, I send the picture to the people. They don't say nothing. They don't respond at all. I call, it's a Google Voice number. I'm like, uh-oh, you are in trouble. So I let it wait for a day. I call them again and I text them again. They reach out to me like, okay, well, look, we just got to confirm the information. Then they came back and said, the information you gave us was for the realtor. Obviously, they might not know, but I let them know very clearly over text message. Listen, I already reached out to the realtor. I know that the realtor's name is Greg. This is his phone number. I know that the homeowners association manager's name is this. This is her phone number. You feel what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, okay, we see that you worked hard. You know, send us your Cash App information. I sent it, nothing. In the post, it say that it might take 6 to 24 hours. So I have my fingers crossed, like, man, hopefully it just, you know, they just in a period of trying to get it right. And I know it don't take that long, but you know, whatever. It might be a business. I don't know. Just give them the benefit of the doubt. Nope, y'all got scammed. They ain't responded. And there's really no recourse. I don't necessarily know what you know their intentions were, or what they do, or the company name that they are. None of that. I don't got none of that information. So I say all of that to say, be careful when you're doing and going through and accepting and divulging your information to the Craigslist gigs, because you can get pinched out here. You understand me? So now let's move into the win. Let's end this off on a good note, and let's talk about how I not only got paid, but I figured out a way to make way bigger money.
12 seconds later.
So a different gig that I found in the Craigslist gig section is a gig that said $25, 15-minute survey. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what they're talking about. So I reach out to the people, and you know, after they said, okay, well, you're going to get an email from another email source, and they're going to send you information about the survey. I'm like, all right, cool. When I get the email, you know, it has like some cryptic-ish information. It's like, read this, but sign up under this link. So I read it, and when you read it, it says, like, it's going to cost you $5, and you got to select an account and all of this. I'm like, all right, but it's an Acorns account. And strong story short, Acorns has a referral program like a lot of businesses have. But their referral program is supercharged. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, it's probably like $250, depending on the little promotion, like $250 per person that you get to sign up. And it has to be new signups. So I'm like, bro, this is genius. These people are paying the user $25 to sign up for Acorns, right? So I go through the sign up process. They actually send me the money, right? And through that, I'm like, okay, well, look, you know, tell me more about how you got the system set up. And then I'm also reading what Acorns said and merging the information that they said and the information that Acorns gave me. They're literally paying people to sign up, which is literally a small fraction portion of the money that they're getting as a part of the referral bonus. And then they taking the bank to the bank store. You know what I'm talking about? They literally cashing in the Guapolito. So that made me think, there's a bunch of companies, right, that have referral programs, and then all you got to do is get people to sign up. We just don't necessarily like use it to our maximum benefit. So I want to let you guys know, in a future video, I'm going to be talking all about how this Acorn system work and how you can make some big dollars, because I'm trying to make some big dollars as well. But with all of that being said, thank you for listening to my crazy stories, and we're going to keep bringing y'all ways for you and me to escape poverty together. We'll see y'all on the next video.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.
We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing.